What's going on YouTube? I'm D. Ellis. I want to welcome y'all back to another episode of Crime Circuit. For this video, we're going to be speaking on Nicholas Markowitz. He was a teenage boy in 2000 who would get kidnapped and ultimately murdered due to his older brother owing some money for drugs. Now the disclaimer for this video is, if you guys are sensitive to kidnapping and murder, of course, I suggest that you click out, and hopefully I will see you in another video. I would like to personally say that this is educational purposes only. Everything that I have found is on the internet, and I would also like to say condolences to the Markowitz family, of course. And with all that being said, let's get into the intro. Nicholas Samuel Markowitz, born September 19th, 1984, was an American teenager who was kidnapped and murdered at the age of 15 after a feud over drug money between his half-brother Benjamin Markowitz and Jesse James Hollywood. Markowitz lived in West Hills, Los Angeles with his parents Jeff and Susan Markowitz. A feud between Nicholas's older half-brother Ben and Jesse James Hollywood, a mid-level drug dealer, began over an alleged $1,200 debt owed to Hollywood by Ben. On August 6th of 2000, Hollywood and Jesse Ruggs and William Skidmore decided to confront Ben, and on their way to see him, they saw Nicholas walking on the side of the road and decided to abduct him and hold him for ransom. Now, after they chased him, assaulted him, and abducted him, they forced him into a white van and then sped off. Markowitz's captors took him to Santa Barbara and plied him with drugs and alcohol. Now, while in Santa Barbara, Nicholas met Ruggs' friends Graham Presley, Natasha Adams Young, and Kelly Carpenter, and attended various house parties with them. Reports indicate that many witnesses, parents, and teens alike saw Nicholas with others, but did not realize anything was amiss. After Hollywood told Ruggs that Nicholas would be returning home, Ruggs and several others held a party at Lemon Tree Inn. However, after learning the legal ramifications he could face for kidnapping, Hollywood called Ryan Hoyt, another member of his gang who owed him money. Hollywood gave Hoyt a Tech 9 semi-automatic handgun and directed him to kill Nicholas as a way of paying for his debt. A decision was made to commit a murder on the Lizard's Mouth Trail in Santa Ynez Mountains, north of Goleta, California. After the party, Hoyt, Rugg, and Presley drove to Nicholas to the mountains and walked up a trail to a grave dug by Presley earlier that night. Rugg bound Nicholas's hands behind his back and covered his mouth with duct tape. Hoyt then hit Nicholas in the back of the head with a shovel, knocking him into the grave, and shot him 9 times with Hollywood's handgun. The grave was shallow and was located near a popular trail. Nicholas's body was found on August 12th of 2000. Hoyt, Rugg, Skidmore, and Presley were all arrested. Hollywood went on the run but was eventually captured in a small town near Rio de Janeiro 5 years later. Now, Ryan Hoyt, aged 20 at the time of the murder, was charged with first-degree murder of Markowitz. He was convicted on November 21st of 2001 and sentenced to death on December 9th of 2001. Jesse Rugg, aged also 20 at the time of the murder, was charged with aiding in the kidnapping and murder of Nicholas Markowitz. He was convicted in 2002 of aggravated kidnapping for ransom or extortion with special circumstances, but was acquitted on the murder charge. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 7 years. Parole was denied in 2006, and after serving 11 years in prison, Rugg was granted parole and, and released from prison on October 24th, 2013. William Skidmore, also aged 20 at the time of the murder, was charged with kidnapping and robbery. In September of 2002, he was sentenced to 9 years in a state prison as part of the plea bargain. Skidmore was released in April of 2009. Graham Presley, age 17 at the time of the murder, he was the one that dug Markowitz's grave. He was also tried twice. In July 2002, he was acquitted of kidnapping. The jury hung him on the murder charge. In October of 2002, he was retried on the murder charge and was convicted of second-degree murder. Presley was incarcerated at a California Youth Authority facility until shortly before his 25th birthday in 2007. He has since been released. Jesse James Hollywood, age 20 at the time of the murder, was not present at the scene of the crime. However, he was later found to have ordered the murder. After Markowitz was killed, Hollywood immediately went on the run. He was arrested in San Quimera, Brazil, after being on the FBI's most wanted list for 5 years. In 2009, Hollywood was convicted of kidnapping and first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In 2003, the Markowitz family won an $11.2 million civil lawsuit against the kidnappers and the murderers. Along with the other defendants, such as the family friend whose van was used in the kidnapping, and the owners of several homes where Nicholas was held against his will. Now, this story may ring a bell for some of you because in popular culture, the feature film Alpha Dog, based on the events leading up to the murder of Nicholas Markowitz, and directed by Nick Cassavetes, was released in 2006. In the film, the character modeled after Markowitz was named Zach Mazurki. The role was played by Anton Yelchin. Now that's going to conclude this episode of Crime Circuit. I hope you guys. That's going to conclude this episode of Crime Circuit. Condolences to the Markowitz family once again. It's never going to be something that a parent should go through, burying their 15-year-old son. Hopefully, you guys learned something from this, that stay out of the streets. Because if they can't get you, they're going to get somebody close to you. And unfortunately, it had to be his brother. But, I couldn't imagine having to live with something like that. But, like I said, condolences to the family. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm D. Ellis. This is Crime Circuit. And hopefully I'll see you in another video. Peace.